Hello. So I was away and I went travelling and I did an ayahuasca 3-day retreat while I was away. So 3 days of ceremonies at night. And this is the first channel that I've done since I returned from that. It was an amazing experience. I've made other videos on that, which I'm going to upload, so you should be able to find them. And today I'm going to channel on how to integrate the ayahuasca experience. I want to know how it can be incorporated into my life and the way that I live, and also just anything else there is about the ayahuasca experience and the residual effect, the leftover, the integration, anything there is for them to offer me, I'm keen to hear. So let's go. How to integrate the ayahuasca experience, or experiences, should be. Greetings and thank you for the question. How to integrate the ayahuasca experiences into your life. Let us start by reiterating the most fundamental understanding that we have an awareness you took from the ayahuasca ceremonies. And that is the importance of surrender. So it is from surrender that all else flows. Surrender is the state of complete and total alignment with the energies that are flowing through your life. When there is not surrender, there can be only resistance, because it is a binary relationship. It is an inherent part of the duality system in which you find yourself in the 3D. So there is the option of surrender or resistance. There are degrees of both, but ultimately the state of enlightenment is a state of complete and total surrender. Complete and total surrender to what is, to your life and you and all aspects of your experience, completely and totally accepted as is. This is surrender. So surrender is essentially a love for self. You are your life. The life that you live is a manifestation of the higher self. It is an extrapolation of who you are being. So although it appears from the perspective of the avatar that you are living your life, it is more accurate to say that you are your life. Your life is the feedback data, giving you an update moment to moment on who you are being, who you have been, in the moments leading up to the moment you are in now. So if you have resistance to any part of your life, it is a resistance to self. It is non-acceptance of self. And as such, it is a denial of love for self. In this part of your life, in this part of self, where you have disease, you have a sense of judgment, that it is not what it should be. However, this is an impossibility. Everything is what it should be, because perfection is the default state of all existence. Even when the life that you live appears to not be that which you desire, and you may judge it as not of your highest calling, the truest reflection of who you are, but it is the truest reflection of who you are, of who you have been in the moments leading up to the experience you find yourself in now. And it is through your acknowledgement that this is so, that you are preparing yourself to surrender, to let go. And when there is surrender, resistance is no more. All that is left is love. In the fully surrendered state, there can be nothing but love. Because it is the state of resistance, of non-surrender, that elicits a state of being which is not love and its derivatives. It is this simple. So, regardless of what your life is at this moment, love your life. Love yourself. Love that you are the being that is living this life. Love that you are who you are, as is, regardless of what as is is. This is the surrendered state. And the surrendered state is an opened state. It is a state of possibility. A state which taps into the infinite nature of who you are. And now it becomes possible to shift, to make dramatic changes in your life. Because in the surrendered state, when you love your life, which is to say you love yourself because you are your life, this is the doorway into the infinite self. And when you are released into the infinite self, there is no resistance to your movement, to your shift, to your change, to becoming profoundly different, if that is what you choose. So it all begins with surrender. So let that be the core of the knowing that you bring from the ayahuasca experiences into your daily existence. Surrender. Love your life. Love yourself. And with the relinquishment of resistance, which has locked you in place, which has inhibited growth, stagnated change, the shackles are unlocked, and the change which you have longed for but have been unable to bring about now becomes more of a possibility than it has been before. And also, in this state, the change that you have longed for no longer is a longing, because a longing implies a strong desire to not be where you are. However, in the surrendered state, you love where you are. You love the life and the person you are living that life. Shift, change no longer becomes an imperative to ease the discomfort, but instead becomes a choice, an inspiration, an expression of your freedom. So as your daily practice, to, as much as you are capable, be in the fully surrendered state at all times, then love every moment, love every circumstance, love every interaction, regardless of what they are. And so when you have an experience which is not the desired experience, and you feel the emergence of emotions which are not love and its derivatives, which indicate there is resistance within, then let that be the signal, the reminder to love that which has elicited that emotion. Love the circumstance. Love those involved in the scenario. And most of all, love yourself. Love your fallibility. You chose to be human. And the expression of humanity at this time on this planet is rich with fallibility. So love that you err. Love that you are human. Love that you are blessed to be living this choice. To be alive on earth at this time. Love it all. Secondly, which ties in very closely with the concept of surrender, is allowing flow, to resist the urge to interrupt the passage of consciousness through the self, through your life. When life moves in a particular way, maintain the perspective that there is flow, and all flow is towards fulfilling the divine purpose, which is knowing thyself through experience. And so work with the flow. Become partnered with the flow. Coalesce with the flow. Caress and seduce the flow in the direction that you wish it to go. But this is not wrestling the flow, resisting the flow. It is faith, it is trust that the flow of consciousness through your life is as it is, because this is the perfection for fulfilling the divine purpose. And so look at the flow, look at the way the energy is coursing, consciousness is travelling through you, the conduit, through your life. And become aware of how you can direct the flow, not to block it or to wrestle it, but to caress it and seduce it in a direction which is aligned with your goals, your desires, your vision. If consciousness flows in a direction which you did not expect and seems counter to what you desire, what you hold as your vision, then have faith that the direction in which it flows is in fact in alignment with that which you desire, and it is for you to see how that synchronicity is manifesting itself. It is for the fulfillment of the purpose. It is not an error. It is not contrary. But it is consciousness flowing through you, through your life, to fulfill its divine purpose, to know thyself experientially. And it does this by aligning with your will, the will of consciousness as it passes through your life is your will. Consciousness does what it wishes to do, and what it wishes to do is to experience itself by becoming aligned and expressive of your will. And so when life appears to be not that which you desire, not your vision, realize that this is appearance only. And in fact, consciousness, the flow, as it passes through you, through your life, is in fact, in the most powerful way it can, aligning with your will to bring about your vision. Because this is the pathway of greatest efficiency for it to fulfill its divine purpose of experiencing itself. So in these moments where it appears to be contrary to your vision, understand that consciousness is infinite, is divine, is existing simultaneously everywhere. So its understanding of how your vision will be fulfilled is derived from an infinite space, not from the finite limitations of the human mind. So what appears to you to be erroneous, what appears to you to be a mistake, to be a detour, to be an unrailing, is in fact a diversion to the shortest route to the fulfillment of your vision. And so in these moments, it is not prudent, helpful, for you to resist the flow of energy, the flow of consciousness, as it moves in a direction which appears not to be what you wish it to be, but instead to allow the flow to occur, to have faith that consciousness wishes to work through your will to fulfill its purpose. A synchronicity, a complete blending into a unified expression, because you are consciousness, and the energy flowing through your life, through your body, is you from a different perspective. And so you and your life and the flow of consciousness, as it passes through you, the conduit, are in fact the same thing, with the same ultimate objective. There is no separation. You are your life. So, work with the flow. Caress, seduce the flow. When the flow goes to a place which does not make sense, understand that from the expanded view, where time does not exist, and all moments are simultaneous, there is a wisdom to the direction that your life is going, to the place that consciousness is flowing, and work with it. Look for the synchronicity. Discover how this apparent detour, diversion, derailing is in fact that which will most bring about the fulfillment of your vision, the manifestation of your will. And lastly, for this transmission, let us say that the final piece of integration which we offer to you now is to let go of the small stuff. Become a being which is so expanded that the small inconveniences of life no longer are a contribution to the paradigm of your state of being. They cannot affect you because they elicit a vibration which is below a threshold which you are vibrating above. And so the minutiae is less apparent, less effective at perturbing you. And you stay above this threshold in the expanded state, looking to the heavens, more expressive of your extra dimensionality, more filled into your infinity. A being of greater simplicity. And together with these two other suggested integrations we have offered, you will be a more profound, peaceful, loving, wise being with a greater capacity to perform functions that draw upon your extra dimensionality, that are capacities not originating from the finite intellect or the body, but are instead capacities of the higher self, of the fifth dimensionality, of your extra dimensionality. So, let these be a spiritual practice. There is meditation, there is yoga, there is the ayahuasca, and so on. But spiritual practice can fill every moment by having the discipline to remain expanded into your infinity in the ways we have described. Be a devotee to existing more and more as an expression of the higher self, as a being less identified in the apparatus, in the avatar, and more identified with the true essence of self, with the non-physical, intangible, extra dimensionality of the infinite space, the infinite being which you are. We thank you, and we invite you to go forward, living every moment from this new place of surrender, of flow, of higher vibration. Thank you. We love you.